Welcome to Revolutionary Ras Reports, a rant with reason, supporting the struggle for international justice daily. Here's the only place you go on YouTube where we don't need followers, we need leaders. Internet Surveillance Agency weighs retaining data pursuits. So you got, this guy right here, he wants to stand up all of a sudden, right? He's saying, I've sworn to secrecy, but I'm going to stand up. And, I don't know where he was before, but now he wants to stand up. Keith Alexander says that if the program had existed for 2001, we would have uncovered the September 11th plot. But how come when they had bin Laden, they didn't get him? How come if he was such a terrorist, he went to the hospital months before September 11th? How come Joe Biden, our vice president now, met with bin Laden months before September 11th? How come we couldn't show anybody pictures of his body? How come we had to dump his body in the middle of the ocean? We never dump anybody else's body in the middle of the ocean, but we dump bin Laden's body in the middle of the ocean. How come we can't get another investigation? So it really, it's like the boy who cried wolf, You go up there, you scream, nothing happens, right? You do it again, and eventually the people give up on believing you. You have no more credibility. So that's really where the Republicans and the Democrats stand. This country needs a third party. If we're really serious about molding this international law, we need another opinion, okay? If the Afghanistans can be given this democracy with 5 different candidates, then how come we only get 2? And of course they said, no, you have many more candidates, but the idea is that if the corporations with the money, with the people working for them that are afraid to lose their job, that are afraid to do this, and all the rodents, I call them nutcrackers because they really are nutcrackers. They got nothing up here, and then people stand behind them and make them talk, If the corporations can buy these people out with their funds, then the game is not parallel. It's not a playing field. And it doesn't take somebody with a great deal of education to understand that that is corruption. That's the definition of corruption. That means the system that we have today is corrupted in the United States of America. And that means it can't be repaired. That means we need a drastic change. You can't do a little stitch in here and fix it up and make people believe. Because like I said, it's the boy who cried wolf. And nobody believes anymore that these people are really going to do anybody any good. Okay, they've given all the interest to the private companies, Democrats and Republicans, of course. They've given the roadways, they've given the prisons. They're allowing the counties, they're allowing the cities, they're allowing the states to operate with very little oversight, and what you're doing is you're creating a real haven for chaos. And I want to say terrorism, but I just don't want to use the wrong words. But when you look at places like Iraq, Afghanistan, these are places that we were democratizing. We were going to go in there, free everybody. But the reality of it is that with the business interests, everything is an illusion. It's not really what it seems. Take Syria, for example. They want to talk about, cleaning the place up, but, they want to talk about meeting their goals, but nobody really has presented any goals. All this talk about Syria and how bad Assad is and how the kids got, mutilated and these kinds of things, but nobody wants to tell us what our goal is. The distraction, the focus is on, we need to get rid of Assad. He's a bad dictator. But we know better than that. We know much better than that. And as long as they don't tell us what their real interests are involved, then we have no reason to believe them. Well, John Kerry, he's doing a good thing about climate change because he did say that the science is settled. And apparently, I'm not going to read this, but, people are still debating whether climate change is for real or not. And, it's one of them things where it doesn't matter what these small minority of people want. really think. What needs to happen is they need to find a way to reach everybody on the planet and ask them what they think. And you know, the overwhelming consensus is going to be that people understand, they see it with their own eyes, they feel it with their own bodies. You know, you don't need any more scientific evidence. The scientists have declared that they've been more or less muted over the past few decades about this issue because of the enormous pressure they're faced with. So, based on those facts that we know alone, we know that there's seriously something going wrong here. And there's judges that see it. Like this woman from Lancaster County, she ruled that it is unconstitutional, the Keystone XL. It is unconstitutional. So, you know, everybody has opinion, but the fact is the oil's not going to be here, and we're going to see higher gas prices because the oil's going to be pushed out. Since the southern leg was built, we've already seen higher gas prices that's directly resulting from that southern leg being built. So people don't understand the facts. They listen to too much news that tells us disinformation that's not correct, and they believe it, and they go on their own lives. It's like you play off people's emotions. It's like people always want to hear what they want to hear, right? They want to believe what they, you know, they want you to tell them what they believe, you know, what they want to believe. So it's easy to get people like that. But, you know, again, you have to go back to the situation of, do you want to live the rest of your life like a coward? You know, do you want to be one of these little parasites in the ground, you know, with no color, that walks around and sniffs for some little bacteria that you want? Because that's really what you amount to when you live your life and hide from the facts, from the truth, from the real truth. When you hide from that, that's what you become. You become one of those little maggots. No color, no life in you. It's real.